is David, and I did my topic on whiteness as a strategy, how race was built to separate. Um, this is my zine, and I started with the cover of like an American flag, and these are a bunch of civil rights activists throughout the times from a bunch of different cultures. Just says ethnic studies 100 at the top, and that's my first page. So my second page is about the origins of whiteness, and it says, the social contract of whiteness did not exist until the deliberation in the United States during the late 17th and early 18th centuries. It was strategically developed to separate European settlers from Black, Indigenous, and other non-European groups, ensuring exclusive access to wealth, land, and civil rights. According to Teresa Hodges in Chapter 24, structural and institutional legacies as whiteness became a legal and social boundary determining who could fully participate in American society while excluding culturally diverse communities. This deliberate exclusion from wealth building opportunities cemented communities of color as second-class citizens, undermining America's proclaimed ideals of equality and fairness. And for this one, I just chose to do like a caveman who's like painting on a wall and it's just a white circle, because that's like just kind of representative of like the origins of things, and we always like to like relate that image to that. Okay, so my next page is titled Whiteness as a Dividing Tool, and it reads, Michael Omi and Howard Winnett describe in the theory of racial formation how racial projects such as restrictive immigration laws and unequal access position whiteness as the societal standard. For example, post-World War II practices excluded Black and Latinx workers through discriminatory bylaws and practices. These practices allowed white communities to thrive in private societies like golf clubs, HOAs, and selective higher education spaces. And then for my image, it's an image of a bunch of white folks who are like chasing a Black guy out of their town, with protest signs, and one of them says redlining. For my next page, it's titled Institution of Whiteness, and it reads, Corey Collins outlines in What is White Privilege Really that white privilege operates beyond individuals' attitudes. It is embedded within legal frameworks and in institutional systems. This exclusion benefited all classes of white individuals, but the benefits were not made accessible to diverse communities. So we saw this a lot in like private golf clubs, HOAs, and the selective golf and selective colleges. So then we have the contemporary implications, and so the institutional design that favored whiteness persists today. Teresa Hodges discussed how media dominant narratives continue to reinforce whiteness as the normal while perpetuating harmful stereotypes of Black folks. So we see a good image of that there. I kind of got my pages messed up. So for my closing message, whiteness is not an inherent or organic identity. It was constructed as a tool to divide communities from its origins in the information of American society through legal frameworks and union exclusions to contemporary policies that uphold systematic racial privilege. Whiteness has continuously served as a mechanism to separate control and access to resources and opportunities. This construction allowed white communities to build wealth and create exclusive spaces in education, housing, employment, and social life, and socialize with everything from golf to higher education and missions. Recognizing these realities through ethnic studies equips us to challenge these systems today. It's not just about understanding historically, but actively participating in reshaping it towards equity and justice. Cool. And that was our closing message, and for that I chose an image that shows that like how other communities have been disenfranchised and pushed out. And then for the reflection, I wrote, exploring the historical development of whiteness has profoundly transformed my understanding of social and economic racial disparities. Through ethnic studies, I have gained the language and analytical tools to uncover patterns in policies and historical events.